Good afternoon and welcome to News in Brief. I'm Margaret Tobin. Here are the top stories making headlines. A man who allegedly tried to sell his son for GHS 1 million has been arrested by Aquatia Police Command in the Eastern. The Aquatia Police Command has arrested a man by name Kofi Ajimang, who lives in Kwamong for attempting to sell his son for money. Kofi discussed with his friend that he wanted to sell his 3-year-old son because things were difficult for him. According to our sources, someone hinted the police about Kofi's plan to sell the boy, and the police tried to engage him as buyers. After agreeing on a GHS 1 million amount, Kofi brought his son at the location they planned to meet and was arrested by the police. Our source added that Kofi wanted his son killed, and after taking the parts needed for rituals, they give him back the body to take it back home to prove that his son was killed. Efforts to hear the side of the police proved futile, as they told the media that investigations over the matter is ongoing. Weeks after the festive season, thousands of commuters in Accra are still struggling to get to work, school, and other destinations due to an acute shortage of commercial vehicles. Long queues, frustration, missed reporting times, and soaring transport fares have become the new normal. While some drivers are accused of exploiting the situation with inflated charges and short-distance trips, Government and Metro Mass Transit Limited say steps are being taken to ease the pressure.
For many commuters in Accra, the journey to work has become a daily struggle. Weeks after the Christmas and New Year festivities, the city continues to face a severe shortage of commercial vehicles, especially during peak morning and evening hours. In major terminals across the capital, passengers line up for hours hoping to get a bus or taxi. Some arrive late at work, others miss appointments entirely, while many complain of rising fares. Several drivers have been accused of taking advantage of the situation by charging exorbitant prices and engaging in short trips to maximize profits. Commuters say what used to be a single journey is now broken into 2 or 3 stages, each with a new fare.
Everybody they charge what they like. Obia charge what they like. You get when they register where they flow them say this be amount to for take. But then they do what they like. You get. You over there I say you say oh girl be around and then you go Salome. Say obia oben nanti no akwa no akwa da adechi ana.
In response to the crisis, Metro Mass Transit Limited (MMT) has announced a major intervention. The company has reduced some of its intercity services in order to free up buses for intra-city operations in Accra. The move is aimed at easing pressure on commuters, especially during peak hours. Head of Communications at Metro Mass, Muhammad Abubakar Watara, said the decision follows directives from the Minister for Transport, Joseph Bukari Nikwe, who instructed the company to support private operators during rush hours. Speaking on City Breakfast Show on Thursday, Mr. Watara confirmed that the minister had met with Metro Mass and its sister company to ensure that additional buses were deployed. He explained that although the company is operating with a limited fleet, adjustments have been made to maximize available resources. According to him, Metro Mass has extended working hours and intensified services on key high-demand routes. On the Adenta route, all 10 electric buses now operate from as early as 4:30 in the morning and continue running even after 8:30 at night. Additionally, arrangements have also been made for commuters along the Kaswa corridor, with new stations created at the Metro Mass yard for Kaswa passengers. Routes such as Circle to Amasaman and Insawim have also been strengthened. To sustain these intra-city services, Metro Mass has reduced the number of buses operating on long-distance routes like Kumasi and Cape Coast. While these measures are underway, government has also turned its attention to private transport operators Transport Minister Joseph Bukari Nikwe has summoned leaders of the Ghana Private Road Transport Union (GPRTU) and other unions over allegations of artificial vehicle scarcity and illegal fare hikes. The announcement was made by government spokesperson Kwachi Fosu during the Government Accountability Series on Wednesday, July 14, 2026. He revealed that some drivers deliberately avoid official terminals and roam around to create the impression of scarcity, forcing desperate commuters to pay above the approved fares. He described the practice as rent-seeking and unlawful, especially at a time when fuel prices and import duties on spare parts have reduced, leading to a government-mandated 15% fare cut. Commuting in Accra has worsened sharply, particularly on routes like Medina, Amasaman, and Kaswa, where congestion and inflated prices dominate peak hours. Although the transport sector is largely run by private operators, government says it will not sit idle. According to Mr. Ofosu, those found engaging in illegal practices will be dealt with as authorities work to restore order and fairness in the transport system. For now, commuters can only hope that the combined efforts of Metro Mass and government will bring some relief to their daily struggle.
Owners of vehicles registered in Ghana before 2023 will now have to pay a fee of 25 Ghana Cedis to have their records migrated from the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority's manual system onto its digital platform. The DVLA says the move is critical ahead of the planned rollout of new vehicle number plates and to strengthen vehicle ownership verification nationwide.
Owners of vehicles registered before 2023 are required to pay 25 Ghana Cedis to the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority for their vehicle records to be updated digitally. The directive was announced at a press conference in Accra on January 13 by the Director of Driver Training, Testing and Licensing at the authority, Prosper Kafui Semevo. According to him, the onboarding exercise is intended to verify ownership details of vehicles that were manually registered and to prevent uncustomed or improperly documented vehicles from remaining in the system. The process will require vehicle owners to personally visit DVLA offices or designated centers with their vehicles, registration documents, customs declaration forms, and Ghana cards for biometric and biodata verification. Mr. Semevo explained that completing the onboarding process is a prerequisite for obtaining a vehicle title certificate and an electronic registration card, both of which will be required once the new license plate system is rolled out. He warned that vehicle owners who fail to comply risk violating road traffic laws and could face sanctions when enforcement begins. However, the DVLA clarified that vehicles registered between January 2022 and December 2023 are not yet required to undergo the onboarding process and should wait for official notification. The authority says the exercise is part of preparations for the introduction of new license plates embedded with radio frequency identification technology to improve traceability and security. Although the rollout was initially expected to begin in January this year, implementation has been temporarily suspended pending parliamentary approval of amendments to the road traffic regulations. The DVLA maintains that vehicle owners are encouraged to begin the onboarding process early to avoid delays once the new license plate policy takes effect.
That's all for now. I'm Margaret Taubin. Don't forget to follow us on all social media pages for more updates.